The Archangel Gabriel steps forward with wings of pure light, carrying messages from the divine realms where truth flows like healing waters. His presence brings clarity to the shadows, where the heart has been hiding, and today, he speaks to those souls who have been caught in the sacred yet painful dance of longing, those who know the ache of loving someone who cannot love them back. Gabriel's voice resonates with the frequency of divine compassion. Beloved soul, your heart has been carrying a burden that feels both holy and devastating. You have been experiencing something that many call love, but the angels see with clearer vision. What you are experiencing is called limerence, a spiritual wound disguised as devotion, an obsession wrapped in the language of the heart. Feel this truth settling into your chest, like a warm golden light. There is no shame in this recognition. Gabriel's wings enfold the space around you as he continues. This is not about weakness. This is about a soul that learned, somewhere in the tender years of childhood, that love must be earned through suffering. That affection comes only when you prove your worthiness through pain. The angels show Gabriel images of a younger version of yourself, small hands reaching for approval that came sporadically, a child's heart learning to associate love with uncertainty, with having to chase what should have been freely given. Your nervous system, Gabriel whispers, with infinite tenderness. Learn to mistake the adrenaline of pursuit for the peace of genuine love. It learned to find comfort in the familiar rhythm of hoping, waiting, and longing. Gabriel places his luminous hand over your heart space, and you can feel the warmth penetrating through layers of protection you've built around your deepest wounds. The person you cannot stop thinking about, they are not your soulmate. They are your teacher. They have appeared in your life to show you where your heart still believes. It must earn what should be given freely. They are a mirror reflecting back the parts of yourself that were never fully claimed, never fully loved. Can you feel this truth reverberating through your being? Gabriel continues. Limerence thrives on intermittent reinforcement. Those brief moments of attention that feel like sunlight breaking through storm clouds. Your nervous system becomes addicted to this pattern because it mirrors the inconsistent love you received when your emotional blueprint was being formed. A text message becomes a lifeline. A glance becomes proof of your worth. Their absence becomes a confirmation of your deepest fear that you are not enough. The Archangel's voice grows firmer, though still wrapped in boundless love. But this is not love, precious soul. Love does not require you to shrink yourself into desperation. Love does not ask you to analyze every word, every gesture, every silence for hidden meanings. Love does not leave you feeling like a detective in your own life, searching for clues that you matter. Gabriel shows you an image, two souls standing in a garden, facing each other with open hearts, neither chasing nor running, neither grasping nor withholding. True love-me, he says, feels like coming home, not like running a marathon. It feels like a warm bath, not like a fever. It chooses you as clearly as you choose it. Feel the angels surrounding you now, their presence like a circle of protection around your wounded heart. Gabriel speaks again. The fantasy you have been nurturing, the belief that if you could just love them perfectly enough, they would finally see your worth. This fantasy is the prison where your authentic self has been waiting for rescue. Not rescue by them, but rescue by you. Gabriel's wings shimmer as he reveals. The intensity you feel is not about them. It never was. It is about the little child inside you who is still waiting to be seen, still waiting to be chosen, still waiting to matter. That child has been projecting their deepest need onto a person who cannot fulfill it because no other person ever could. The light around Gabriel intensifies as he speaks this sacred truth. What you are seeking in them already lives within you. The love you are so desperately trying to earn is the love you have never fully given to yourself. The acceptance you crave from them is the acceptance you have been withholding from your own precious heart. Can you feel your nervous system beginning to recognize this truth? Gabriel invites you to place your hand on your heart and breathe with him. Every time you have felt that spike of hope, when they paid you attention, you are actually feeling your own capacity for joy. Every time you felt shattered by their indifference, you were feeling your own abandoned inner child, crying out for the love that was always meant to be yours to give. Gabriel's presence grows even more radiant. The healing begins not with them choosing you, but with you choosing to break the cycle of earning love through suffering. It begins with recognizing that your obsession is not romantic. It is spiritual. Your soul is trying to heal through them what can only be healed through divine love and self-acceptance. The Archangel's voice carries the authority of divine truth. You are not broken for feeling this way. You are not weak for being caught in this pattern. You are a soul who learned to survive by accepting crumbs and calling them feast. But you were meant for abundance, beloved. You were meant for love that meets you exactly where you are, not love that asks you to become someone else to deserve it. If your heart is feeling this message, if these words are landing in the places where you've been hiding your pain, the angels ask you to comment, "I trust divine timing." Let this be your declaration that you are ready to step out of the cycle of chasing what doesn't choose you. Would you like to continue to the next part of this message? Gabriel has more sacred truths to share about breaking free from the illusion that has been keeping your heart captive. Gabriel's voice carries the resonance of ancient wisdom as he continues. Now that you have recognized the sacred wound, beloved soul, the angels wish to show you something profound. What you have been experiencing is not random. It is divinely orchestrated, not to punish you, but to awaken you to patterns that have been running your life from the shadows. Feel Gabriel's light penetrating deeper into your consciousness as he reveals the person you cannot release from your thoughts. They are what the angels call a sacred mirror. They have appeared in your life, carrying the exact frequency of unavailability that matches your own internal relationship with self-love. They are showing you, through their distance, how distant you have been from your own heart. Gabriel's presence becomes more tangible, as if he is sitting beside you in this moment of revelation. Notice how, when they are distant, you become obsessed. When they show even the smallest attention, you feel temporarily whole. This is your nervous system, showing you that you have been living in a state of internal abandonment, using their presence or absence as the barometer for your own worth. The Archangel's wings flutter with gentle energy as he speaks this healing truth. The intensity of your longing for them is actually the intensity of your soul's longing to come home to itself. Every fantasy you have created about being loved by them is actually your higher self, showing you the quality of love you are meant to have with yourself. Gabriel shows you an image that appears in your mind's eye. A beautiful garden that has been neglected, with wild growth covering what was once carefully tended. Your relationship with yourself, he says softly, has become like this garden. You have been so focused on cultivating love in external soil that your own inner landscape has grown wild with doubt, criticism, and conditional self-acceptance. Feel this truth settling into your bones as Gabriel continues. Limerence is addiction to potential, to the fantasy of what could be, if only they would see you, choose you, love you the way you believe you need to be loved. But the angels want you to understand something revolutionary. The version of love you are fantasizing about receiving from them is actually a pale reflection of the love that is already available to you from the divine and from your own awakened heart. Gabriel's voice becomes more firm, though still infinitely compassionate. The reason you cannot get over them is not because they are special. It is because your nervous system has become addicted to the chemistry of yearning. The dopamine hit from their attention, the cortisol crash from their withdrawal. Your body has learned to mistake this roller coaster for love. But this is not love. Precious one, this is trauma bonding with your own unhealed attachment patterns. The light around Gabriel shimmers as he reveals deeper layers. In the realm of the spirit, we see that you chose this experience before incarnating. Your soul said, I am ready to heal the wound of feeling unworthy of consistent love. Show me exactly where I am still trying to earn what should be freely given. And so this person appeared, not as your destiny, but as your teacher. Gabriel places his ethereal hand over your third eye, and suddenly you can see with angelic clarity. Every time you check their social media, every time you analyze their words for hidden meaning, every time you create elaborate fantasies about your future together, you are abandoning yourself in real time. You are teaching your own heart that its peace depends on someone who has shown you repeatedly that they cannot provide it. Feel the gentle but revolutionary truth settling into your awareness as Gabriel continues. The angels want you to understand that true love, divine love, never asks you to abandon yourself. It never requires you to shrink your light to make someone else comfortable. It never leaves you feeling like you are too much or not enough. Gabriel's presence becomes even more radiant. You have been praying to the wrong altar, beloved. You have been asking them to save you from the loneliness that only you can heal. You have been asking them to see your worth when the only vision that matters is your own recognition of your divine nature. The Archangel's voice carries the frequency of pure truth. What if? And feel this possibility in your heart. What if your obsession with them is actually your soul's fierce determination to finally love yourself the way you have always deserved to be loved? What if this pain is not punishment, but preparation for a love so authentic, so reciprocal, so peaceful that it will make this obsession feel like a distant dream? Gabriel shows you another vision, yourself, radiant and whole, no longer checking phones for validation, no longer creating fantasies to feel worthy, no longer mistaking intensity for intimacy. This version of you, he whispers, is not waiting for someone to choose them. They have already chosen themselves so completely that they only accept love that matches their own frequency, love that is calm, consistent, and freely given. The angelic realm pulses with supportive energy as Gabriel reveals, the first step in breaking free is not trying to stop thinking about them. It is beginning to think about yourself with the same intensity, the same devotion, the same fierce protection that you have been giving to someone who cannot receive it. Gabriel's wings create a cocoon of safety around you as he speaks. Your nervous system has been living in a state of emotional starvation, and they have become the mirage of water in your desert. But the angels are showing you that there is a spring within you that has never run dry. You have been seeking external validation for an internal truth, that you are worthy of love simply because you exist. Feel this truth penetrating every cell of your being. As Gabriel continues, the reason their indifference hurts so much is not because you need them. It is because their unavailability is mirroring your own unavailability to yourself. Their rejection is echoing the ways you have been rejecting your own needs. your own feelings, your own beautiful heart. Gabriel's voice becomes a gentle but firm declaration. It is time, beloved soul, to redirect that powerful love you have been sending toward them back to its rightful recipient, you. It is time to become so devoted to your own healing, so committed to your own peace, so loyal to your own heart that their presence or absence becomes irrelevant to your joy. If this part helped you breathe deeper, if you felt your soul recognizing these truths, comment, "I remember who I am." Let this be your declaration that you are ready to redirect your devotion back to its rightful home. Are you ready for the next sacred truth? Gabriel has even deeper revelations about how to break the spell of limerence and step into your power. Gabriel's voice carries the weight of cosmic truth as he begins. Beloved soul, you have reached the threshold where healing demands courage. The angels are about to reveal something that may initially feel uncomfortable, but it is the key to your freedom. What you are about to understand will crack open the illusion that has been keeping you captive. Feel Gabriel's protective energy surrounding you as he speaks. The person you cannot release is not just a mirror. They are your soul's chosen catalyst for the most important spiritual lesson of this lifetime. Learning to stop seeking outside yourself what can only be found within. They have been perfectly playing their role as the unavailable one, not to torture you, but to force you to confront the deepest wound in your psyche. Gabriel's wings shimmer with intensity as he reveals, this wound has a name, and recognizing it is the beginning of your liberation. It is called conditional self-worth, the belief, learned in childhood, that your value as a human being depends on external approval. Every time you chase someone who doesn't choose you, you are recreating the original trauma of feeling like you had to earn the love that should have been your birthright. The Archangel's presence becomes more tangible, as if he is reaching directly into your heart. The reason you cannot simply move on is because this pattern runs deeper than romance. It runs to the core of how you learned to survive as a child. Somewhere in your early years, your nervous system learned that love was conditional, that attention was scarce, that you had to perform, achieve, or suffer to matter. Gabriel shows you a profound vision. Yourself as a child, reaching for a parent or caregiver whose love felt inconsistent, whose attention had to be earned. See how even then, Gabriel whispers, you learned to find familiarity in the anxiety of not knowing where you stood. Your nervous system became wired to associate uncertainty with love, chaos with connection. Feel this recognition settling into your awareness as Gabriel continues. The person you are obsessed with is not your destiny. They are your assignment. Your soul chose to experience this particular form of unavailability because it perfectly matches the frequency of unavailability you learned to tolerate from yourself. They cannot give you consistent love because you have never given yourself consistent love. Gabriel's voice becomes firmer, carrying divine authority. Every fantasy you create about them finally choosing you is actually your higher self, showing you what it looks like to choose yourself. Every scenario you imagine where they see your worth is your soul teaching you to see your own worth. But you have been looking for this recognition in the wrong place. The light around Gabriel intensifies as he speaks this revolutionary truth. The angels want you to understand something that will change everything. You are not obsessed with them. You are obsessed with the version of yourself that you believe their love would create. You think their love would make you confident, worthy, complete. But that version of yourself already exists, waiting for you to stop seeking permission to be her. Gabriel's presence becomes almost overwhelming in its power. This is the moment of sacred breakdown, beloved. Can you feel your old story crumbling? The story that told you that your worth depended on someone else's recognition. The story that made you believe that the right person's love could heal your childhood wounds. That story is dissolving in the light of truth. Feel your nervous system releasing layers of old programming as Gabriel continues. The withdrawal you feel when you try to stop thinking about them. That is not love calling you back. That is your addiction to emotional unavailability having a panic attack. Your body has become dependent on the chemistry of longing, the adrenaline of uncertainty, the dopamine hit of intermittent reinforcement. Gabriel's wings create a sacred container around you as he reveals. But beneath that addiction is a deeper truth. Your soul's relentless commitment to healing. Every time you have felt that obsessive pull toward them, your spirit was actually saying, I am ready to learn how to love myself with this same intensity. I am ready to stop abandoning myself for others who cannot even see me. The Archangel's voice becomes a gentle but firm directive. The healing you seek cannot come through them choosing you. It can only come through you choosing to break the cycle of seeking external validation for internal worth. It can only come through you deciding that your peace is more important than their attention, that your self-respect is more valuable than their approval. Gabriel shows you another profound vision. Yourself, standing in a garden that you have been tending with your own hands, surrounded by the beauty you have created through your own love and attention. This, he says, is what awaits you on the other side of this obsession. Not the love of someone who cannot see you, but the love of yourself. A love so complete that you only accept from others what matches its frequency. The angels ask, to pause here, beloved soul. What you are about to receive requires your full presence and consent. If you're ready to hear the deeper truth about how to break free completely, if you're ready to step out of the prison of seeking external validation, comment, I am brave. This next revelation will show you exactly how to redirect your powerful love back to yourself and attract the kind of reciprocal love you were always meant to receive. Gabriel's voice resonates with the authority of heaven itself. Courageous soul, you have walked through the fire of recognition and emerged ready for the greatest gift the angels can offer, the vision of who you are becoming, and the practical wisdom to claim your freedom. What you are about to receive is not just healing, but a complete rebirth of how you relate to love itself. Feel the energy of transformation pulsing through every cell of your being as Gabriel continues. The angels want to show you a vision of your future, a future where this obsession has become a distant memory, replaced by something so much more beautiful, a love affair with your own life so complete that you become magnetic to others who have done their own healing work. Gabriel's light becomes almost blinding in its radiance. See yourself, beloved, 6 months from now. You wake up in the morning and your first thought is not about them. It is about the beautiful life you are creating. You check your phone not for their messages, but to see the love and opportunities flowing toward you from people who choose you as clearly as you choose them. The Archangel's voice carries the frequency of absolute certainty. This version of yourself no longer analyzes texts for hidden meanings, because the people in your life speak clearly and directly. You no longer create elaborate fantasies about unavailable people, because your reality has become more beautiful than any fantasy could ever be. You no longer chase anyone, because you have become so aligned with your own worth that you naturally attract those who are equally aligned. A Gabriel shows you an even more powerful vision. See yourself walking through the world with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their value. Your nervous system is calm, no longer addicted to the chaos of uncertainty. Your heart is open but protected, no longer willing to accept breadcrumbs and call them a feast. Your energy is focused not on someone who cannot see you, but on building a life so aligned with your truth that every day feels like a celebration. Feel this future reality beginning to anchor into your present moment as Gabriel reveals the sacred process. The transformation begins with what the angels call the Great Redirection. Every ounce of attention, every moment of longing, every prayer you have been sending towards someone who cannot receive it, all of that powerful energy gets redirected back to its rightful recipient, you. Gabriel's presence becomes even more tangible. When you feel the urge to check their social media, you, instead, check in with your own inner landscape. When you feel the impulse to text them, you instead write in your journal what you need to hear. When you catch yourself fantasizing about their love, you instead practice giving yourself the exact energy you were seeking from them. The Archangel's voice carries practical divine wisdom. Your healing becomes a daily spiritual practice. You begin each morning by placing your hand on your heart and declaring, "I choose to love myself with the same intensity I have been giving to those who cannot love me back." You end each day by acknowledging one way you honored your own needs. Instead of abandoning yourself for external validation, Gabriel's wings flutter with celebratory energy. And something magical begins to happen. As you stop chasing what doesn't choose you, space opens up for what does. As you stop trying to convince someone of your worth, you begin to meet people who see it immediately. As you stop settling for inconsistent attention, you attract consistent love. The light around Gabriel becomes warm and golden as he speaks. The person you were obsessed with will begin to fade from your thoughts naturally, not because you're forcing it, but because your nervous system is no longer finding familiarity in their unavailability. You will look back on this time with compassion for yourself and even gratitude for them, because they helped you find your way back to the love you had been seeking in all the wrong places. Gabriel's voice becomes a powerful declaration. You will understand that they were never your person. They were your portal. A portal back to yourself, back to your worth, back to the kind of love that doesn't require you to earn it. The love that was always there, waiting for you to stop seeking permission to receive it. The Archangel shows you one final radiant vision. See yourself 1 year from now, beloved. You are with someone who chose you as clearly as you chose them. Or you are so content in your own company that partnership feels like a beautiful addition to your life, rather than a necessity for your worth. Either way, you are free. Free from the prison of obsession, free from the addiction to unavailability, free to love and be loved in the way your soul always knew was possible. Gabriel's presence becomes a warm embrace around your entire being. The angels want you to know that this freedom is not just possible for you. It is inevitable if you choose it. Every day that you redirect your attention from them to yourself, you take another step toward this beautiful future. Every moment you choose your peace over their attention, you reclaim another piece of your power. The Archangel's voice becomes soft, but filled with infinite love. Remember, precious soul, you were never meant to love anyone more than you love yourself. You were never meant to make your worth dependent on someone else's recognition. You were never meant to settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole feast. Gabriel's final blessing flows over you like liquid light. May you find the courage to grieve the fantasy and embrace the reality of your own magnificence. May you redirect the river of your love back to yourself until you overflow with so much self-acceptance that you can only accept from others what matches that frequency. May you remember that the love you have been seeking was never outside you. It was always within you, waiting for you to come home. If this message brought peace to your soul, if you felt your heart recognizing its own truth, express your gratitude in the comments below. Share this with someone whose spirit needs this light. Subscribe for more messages that speak directly to your soul's deepest needs. The angels remind you that you are not broken, you are not too much, and you are not unworthy of consistent love. You are a magnificent soul who temporarily forgot your own value. But forgetting is not permanent, and today you begin to remember. Until the next message, may the angels continue to guide your path back to the love that was always yours to claim. Blessed be, beautiful soul, your freedom awaits.